I want to start off by first saying that I'm honored to be part of USANA and this wonderful team of people. I feel very passionate about the supplements that I'm taking, and I have already found them to be making a big difference in the way I feel. I have learned so much already in just the short time that I have been here, and I'm very grateful for this learning experience. Now I want to discuss with you some of the differences that are involved with direct selling versus traditional marketing. So the first slide, the first slide is a question that we all get asked by people and prospects all the time who we share USANA with, and I'm sure every one of you gets asked the question, if USANA is so good, why aren't the products sold in the stores? That's a great question, but before we get to that, let's have a look at the quadrant of making money. In this quadrant, the first one we are looking at is E, stands for employee. This is a traditional way of life. A traditional employee are traditional workers who have gone to school and gotten their degree and then start a job, sometimes 2 or 3 jobs from 9 to 5 or longer, and earn a steady wage or salary, and they are exchanging their time for money. When they are working, they make money, but when they are off, they don't receive an income. Also, being an employee is not always a secure way of making money. And why I'm saying that is because situations change and companies go bankrupt and people lose their jobs. We are living an example of it right now with this COVID situation. Many people have lost their jobs or have been laid off. And also technology has taken over, and a lot of jobs that don't require people or don't exist anymore, such as bank tellers, etc. Being an employee isn't always a secure way to make money. Also, there are fewer tax advantages, no equity when you do leave a job and you have nothing to sell in the end. And the biggest downside is having almost no control over what happens in the company or practice. Also, one of the big disadvantages of being an employee is that you exchange time for money. The next part of the quadrant is S, which stands for small business investment. People are looking for financial freedom. Again, self-employment means you exchange time for money. When you close up shop, you aren't going to make money, and both are a matter of exchanging time for money. If I don't want to be an employee and I want to work for myself, then I open a small business. I start my own business. In this situation, I exchange money for time. I have to be there to run the store. If I get sick, I have to close the store, then I lose money. Plus the expense of rent to maintain overhead costs are extremely high. Owning a business isn't the most secure way to make money. I stands for investment, which leads to financial freedom. Now, I want to invest money to make money. There are certain risks involved. Where do I invest, or who do I invest with? Look at how this COVID situation has crushed the stock markets. Not a secure way. The B is wealth building. Now with wealth building quadrant, we aren't doing our business alone. We have a team of skilled people behind us and a system. Teamwork. This is the best and most secure way to do business because we're not doing everything alone. Direct selling is wealth building. But let's compare direct selling to traditional marketing. An example of wealth building and direct selling is where you have a team behind you to support you to achieve your goals. Now we're going to compare direct selling versus traditional marketing and see what the differences are between these two models. Direct selling versus traditional marketing. If you look on the right side, we have the model of traditional marketing, and then at the left side, we have the direct selling model. in traditional marketing, in any market, things start to manufacture the products such as clothes, purses, automobiles, medical products, computer, hardware, and all of those items you have to distribute internationally all over the world. With this step, it adds to the additional costs. Then after international distribution, you have to distribute the products regionally. And now you have another addition to your costs. After we distribute regionally, you have to locally distribute, and that adds another cost. Keep in mind that when you do local distribution and regional, you need to market and advertise and have to spend money on all of that. This also adds another cost level to the product. So after distributing locally, the products have to go to retail outlets, and that's another step and another addition to the cost. All in all, we see with the traditional marketing model that approximately 75% of the end cost is eaten up by the middleman. So that's traditional marketing. So now I'm going to turn your attention to the left side of the model, which is the direct selling model. You see at the direct selling model, there is different selling model. There is the direct selling model and the traditional marketing model. Do you see a middleman? No, because we bypass the middleman and all of the added costs that the traditional marketing model has, we eliminate in direct selling before the products get from the manufacturer to consumers, and that's how the consumer gets it at a lower cost. To sum it all up, right now we know that direct selling is better than traditional marketing, but we also have one-way direct sales, and then we have two-way direct sales. So let's compare the difference between the two. This is an example of one-way direct selling, like Amazon and Tabeo, and then customer. From Amazon to the consumer goes one way, but however, USANA is an example of two-way direct sales. And in this case, it's a win-win situation. The manufacturer wins and the consumer wins because they both benefit. They both get benefits in two-way direct selling. For example, Amazon sells to the customer at a lower price, and with two-way, USANA is an example of a two-way, and the manufacturer gets benefits and the customer gets benefits by being able to get their own customers and gets commission out of it. It's a win-win. And USANA's customers can have their own customers with direct selling. So the next few slides talk about, is direct selling legal and is there value in its existence? Now let's look at US growth and direct selling and see how many people are involved in that. So the number of people involved in the US in 2010 shows 15.8 million. It grew from 15.8 million to 20.2 million in 2015. That's an increase of 11% from the previous year. While network marketing continues to attract predominantly women, the business model represents every generation and is generally reflective of America's diverse population. But as you look at the graph in the US in 2010, 15.8 million people got involved in direct selling. And look at all the numbers in the graph in 2015, which as you see, 20.2 million, therefore the number of people got involved in direct selling, which means that from 2010 to 2015, the people that got involved in direct selling grew by 11%. In the next slide, the network marketing times. The US was at the top with 20%, and in China 19%, and Korea 9%, and so on. Europe and the US and China and Korea were the top 10 global marketers. Now look at how many countries were involved in network marketing. These are top 10 global marketers. The next slide, products everywhere are sold through direct selling. How much advertising do we see that does direct selling, whether they sell purses, clothing, etc.? Everything is being sold through direct selling everywhere. Products everywhere are sold through direct sales, multi-level marketing, MLM. There are some big investors such as Richard Branson, Donald Trump, and of course Warren Buffett, and these three are some of the most successful people in network marketing. Les Brown, who is a motivational speaker and author, states that the network marketing industry has produced more millionaires than any other industry in the history of the world. This statement by Les Brown speaks volumes as to how successful network marketing is and how many people have been successful by doing network marketing. Okay, so now we know that direct selling is a good way to make money and it develops successful people. But what is the charm of direct selling? Direct selling is a perfect business model. As I explained at the beginning of my presentation, we know that as an employee of a small business and also as an investor, there is no secure way to build wealth in with these three parts of the quad. As I also explained about the quadrant, the employee has a job and exchanges his time for money, and the self-employer owns his business and again exchanges his time for money. And investors invest money, which is not always a secure way, and it can be very risky. Now let's look at the business model, wealth building. This is the perfect model. You don't need to invest the dollars to start up a business. Just like USANA, there is wealth building and a team that supports you and helps you to develop your business with only having to invest a very small amount of money, $11.95. You then are able to get your business off the ground with those customers who become part of your team and work with you to help you to develop your business with no risk involved and with a system that is proven to work. Then you're on your way to building your wealth, which is the perfect example of direct selling. But with wealth building, it's the best way for financial freedom, and you have a dedicated team behind you who shares your vision, and you have a system that is proven to work and that is more secure, that is a more secure way to build wealth. Leverage. So far, what we have said at the beginning of the presentation, that we know now that direct selling is the perfect model. With leveraged income, you do not need to be great. With direct selling, you can train people and you can have a team of qualified people behind you. You can use the tools you have at hand to train together to become successful in your business. This is how your direct selling team can help leverage income and leverage the business by improving your team. This means you have the support of your team that you require with no risk involved. And with this, you have to learn and train. You are able to train your team. If you're able to train your team, you can always find some experts that would be willing to educate them. Income types. This graph shows how you leverage income and learn to find people in your network to help leverage income. You don't need to have lots of expertise to open a business or franchise. You can hire the people to help run the business. For example, to explain how leverage income works, it means that leveraged income is where you do the work once and you get paid repeatedly for doing the work. The definition of leverage is an action of a lever or the power of two to influence people, events, or things. Leverage income can be defined as the income derived from the efforts of others. The majority of the people in the world today earn a linear income, which basically means that they trade their time for money. Leverage allows you to use the time and efforts of others to create an income. Traditional versus network marketing. Traditional business investments versus USANA business. In the traditional business, it is an investment versus in the USANA business, it's a low investment. With traditional business, it's very risky, 100% risk versus USANA, it's 0% risk. With traditional business, you need to have experienced people. With USANA, you don't need to have any experience at all to start with. And with traditional businesses, you need to have a place to operate your business from versus USANA, you don't need a place of operation or have any overhead. As we compare the traditional business to the USANA business, you see that with traditional business, you can leverage income without risk and no investment. Now we talk about regular incomes versus residual incomes. Yeah. Okay. So for regular income, where income grows linear versus residual income. So in regular income, income is generated in return for a daily activity versus residual income is generated without needing to spend time in return. Regular income grows linear versus residual income grows exponentially. And regular income stops if you become disabled versus residual income can continue indefinitely. Regular income is victim you're a victim of income chasing versus residual income, the master of wealth creation. And with regular income, person is financially dependent on a job, whereas residual income, true financial independence. And with regular income, not enough time to enjoy the income, and residual income, the time's freedom is yours to enjoy. Regular income, if work stops, the income stops. With residual income, the income continues to be generated and created. And with regular income, example, you have a salary versus residual, you can have, it could be real estate, stock market, etc. Okay. So as you see for yourself, you know what a difference regular incomes versus residual incomes, income, which is, by now we know that direct selling is a very successful way to be successful, and it's much better than traditional marketing. But the question is how to choose a direct sales company as your partner. First, we need to identify what product you want to choose to sell. This is very important. This is a very important part because you need to be particular about who you choose. But once you have chosen your product, it's better that you get involved in a product that improves your health, because we are all interested in improving our health. So we choose USANA. And what makes USANA unique is that it's a direct selling company and it's definitely legal. There are many other direct selling companies such as USANA, Amway, Natura, Mary Kay, Airborne, New Skin, among others. But first of all, and most important of all, is that it's legal. USANA is listed in the New York Stock Exchange. It's legal, and if it wasn't legal, it couldn't be registered in New York Stock Exchange. Now look at the graph at USANA and New York Stock Exchange. USANA's revenue per share is 245% New York Stock Exchange. Look at USANA's stock history graph and how the growth trend line from 2008 to 2018 has grown exponentially. Even during COVID, where a lot of people's stock went down, USANA recovered quickly and the stock is actually skyrocketed again. The secret of USANA is success. USANA has 18 consecutive years of significant growth. 95% of direct selling companies closed down in the first 3 years, or did not grow after 3 years, but USANA's growth has been significant for 16 consecutive years from 2002 to 2018. I know everyone knows Warren Buffett. He's a very successful American investor and business tycoon, and these are the list of companies he listed and things that are ideal for long-term investments. There are Walmart stores, USANA Health Sciences, TJX Companies, Coca-Cola Company, and Unilever. USANA is one of the companies on the top of his list. The next slide talks about whether or not a direct sales company is a scam and the disappearance rate of multi-level direct selling companies. Some people think that because of some of the multi-level marketing that has disappeared throughout the year, people don't fully trust multi-level marketing. Let's look at the disappearance rate of some multi-level direct selling companies. After 1 year, at least 50% of these companies disappear. After 5 years, at least 90% of the companies have disappeared. And after 10 years, at least 95 have disappeared. This is the rate that these companies are disappearing. The number of people earning the highest is 14%, and the proportion of people who lost property from MLM is 99.7%. And these are some of the reasons that people don't trust MLM, because they didn't choose the right company. If you just choose any direct selling company, most of them were successful because they were most likely very risky. Now, this is the perfect example of a direct selling company that you can trust. This next slide shows that USANA was founded by a scientist, Dr. Myron Wentz. USANA's vision is centered on a dream set by Dr. Myron Wentz that is still carried on today. Dr. Myron Wentz was the founder of Gull Laboratories in 1974 and a world leader in human cell culture and medical diagnostic technologies. After that, he lost both of his parents to cardiovascular issues and cancer, and he decided to shift his research focus to disease prevention and health maintenance. This is where USANA Health Sciences began in 1992. He won the Albert Einstein Award of Achievement in the life sciences and celebrated nearly 25 years in 2016 with his motto, "Your health, your life, your way." This next slide outlines network marketing. USANA has been the #1 distributor choice in Multi-Level Marketing magazine for 16 consecutive years since 1997. That tells you how successful this company is as a direct selling company. Has been awarded 475 plus awards, national and international, since 1992. The Scientific Achievement Award in 2009, and in 2015, the Asia Pacific Malaysia Award, and the 12th Capital Achievement Award for Outstanding Enterprise. USANA has created thousands of million-dollar club members. In USANA, we have thousands of people making money, and it's proven that they are making money by working with a team of highly qualified, successful people. That proves to us that USANA has been a very stable and successful direct selling company and is still growing strong. These are all the reasons why USANA has grown for 28 years and continues to grow as a global nutritional leader. USANA is in 24 different countries around the world, such as Europe, Asia, and in America. And we have more than 2,000 distributors. Also, it is publicly traded in the New York Stock Exchange. I'm going to read you a quote now from Jack Ma, who is a very successful businessman who made his fortune in direct selling. He says, I believe in two principles. Your attitude is more important than your capabilities. Similarly, your decision is more important than your capabilities. Not only is direct selling companies better than traditional marketing companies, but we all know the differences between direct selling companies. It all starts with making your decision. Once you have the right mindset and perseverance in choosing the right company, you will be successful. By this time, we have a better idea as to why direct selling is better than traditional marketing and why we choose USANA as our partner in direct selling to be successful. I hope after hearing my presentation, you all have a better idea of how direct selling versus traditional marketing benefits us. With all our hard work, commitment, and dedication, we can strive to be the very best we can be to be successful. See you all at the top. To my USANA family, thank you all so much for listening, and thank you, Dr.